Hi, welcome to Conversations with Authentic Men. I'm your host, Vincent Soo. Yeah. And this is a space that we talk honestly about men, yeah, especially authentic men. And our struggles, our challenges, our success, our breakthrough. And this is all about men. Yeah. Today, okay, I have the honors to invite Vasu. Yeah, I know him not long ago, yeah, through one of the
Yeah.
meetings. And that's where I invite Vasu to share with us today. Hi, Vasu, how have you been?
Hi, Vincent.
Yeah,
I've been good. Thanks for having me on.
yeah, I like your
Let's.
logo, call. Okay, maybe you would
Yeah,
like
let's.
to share with us a bit about yourself. Yeah,
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm maybe a bit of myself. What do you mean? The whole the whole
a bit
shebang.
about yourself, what you do. Yeah, the call is so, wow,
Yeah,
so
big, right?
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I run a training company called Core Training. My full name is Vasudev. I've been around for the past 62 years. Touch wood. Okay. So, but I've been in the training business for the past 17 years.
Ah,
Prior to that, I was in the, I first started off my career actually in the Air Force. I was a regular officer in the Air Force for
ah,
6 years,
mm,
slightly more than 6 years because of the contract and that kind of stuff.
mm.
Then after that, I decided somewhere in between, I decided that the Air Force life wasn't for me. I left, and then I joined Prudential.
Ah,
Uh, Frankly speaking, when I joined Prudential, I didn't really know why. It was because I had nothing else to do after the Air Force. And so a friend of
mm.
mine said, "Hey, why don't you join Prudential?" I said, "What's that?" He said, "It's insurance." I said, "Can make money or not?" Right. So I joined on that basis.
Yeah.
But it was good in the sense that that 12 years or so that I was there. Well, I had two stints in Prudential, but the first 12 years I was there. I learned quite a bit about people, about
Mm,
sales, about myself, about staying positive, about having a very resilient mindset. And
mm,
so I think that business helped me a lot, kind of like shaped me, molded me into then being a bit more entrepreneurial
mm,
and then going forward. Right. Somewhere in that 12 years, I also started my own business.
mm,
Uh, this core training is my second one. The first one was actually called InSync Private Limited.
mm.
Just a point to note: never, never name your company. Never call your company, or imply that your company has this word "sync" at the back. Although it
Yeah.
sounded quite nice. So that the company ran for 3 years, and then true to its name, it sank. And I ended up with a huge hole in my pocket.
Mm,
That's when I got back into Prudential
yeah.
again, and spent a few more years there. After which I decided that you know what, I didn't really enjoy that business anymore, and that's
Mm,
where I started exploring.
mm,
And uh, I explored the option of actually going into training.
mm,
I never realized that my first company was actually a training company because what InSync Private Limited was doing was basically it was creating sales training modules,
mm,
and I put it onto a CD and I was selling it back to the insurance industry, not realizing that the business is not about CD, the business was about actually selling, right?
mm,
Or actually it's about training, right? So when I decided to get back into when reality struck, I say, you know what, actually I should be doing training. And that's why I got into the training
mm,
industry. Uh, how I got into that was quite interesting because I attended a seminar. In that
mm,
seminar, I met a person who's up to today my mentor. His name is David,
mm,
and I was very intrigued by the kind of training that he was conducting.
mm,
It wasn't this PowerPoint thing. It was more about
mm,
feelings. It was more about getting into yourself, getting into
mm,
your who you are as a human being, as a person, and being very authentic in front of on
mm,
stage, right?
mm.
Then I realized that you cannot be authentic on stage if you're not authentic yourself from within. And so as a whole process, so 17 years I spent actually
Wow.
trying to get to this stage where can be very congruent with who you are
Mm,
and how you portray yourself. And
mm.
yeah, so it's been a journey for me. And so
Yeah.
core training started about 2016 when I mean, I did a lot of work in Malaysia. David
Mm,
was based in Malaysia. When I came back from Malaysia, I decided that I wanted to start my own company, hence the
mm,
word core. And the word, I mean, it's nice big words there with that great dot in the center.
mm,
That is to signify actually that, all of us, if you want to change, if you want to do anything, everything starts from the core.
mm,
Core is actually Latin, if I'm not mistaken, how you pronounce it is core, which is which actually means heart, right?
Okay.
So that name kind of stuck to me. I always thought that if you want to change, you got to change from the heart, lah.
Wow, that's
All right.
nice. Yeah.
So that's story in I think it's too long, lah, but anyway.
Yeah, that's quite a fair bit of what you are doing. Yeah, your
I
basically your whole life. Okay.
mean, I like to think that life is more than just to work, like, I mean, there are other
Yes.
aspects to life. But
Yeah.
yeah, this one kind of giving me meaning
Mm.
and purpose in that sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. And since today's our topic is talk about the authentic man, yeah, maybe what you want to share with us, what is your definition of authenticity?
I was, when you sent me the set of questions, I was asking myself that same question. What do you mean by being authentic? And
Mm,
I think at the end of the day, it's about letting go. I think it's very hard to let go of ego,
mm,
right? I think all of us run on egos, run on our egos.
mm,
But I think to be authentic is to kind of like be able to step back in a third person perspective and tell the ego to shut up a bit,
mm,
right? And not influence the way you're thinking,
mm,
and then to do what needs to be done,
mm,
not being uh clouded by we all got doubts and fears and that, and how to
mm,
actually kind of like I mean, face it, right? All of us, when we go through life, there's always going to be some sense of fear, some sense of lack of security and all that kind of stuff. How
mm,
to how to quieten that voice down in your head, the ego,
mm, mm,
and then be able to do, even if it's small little steps, to be able to do what
mm,
needs to be done. I
mm,
think I don't know if that answers your question, but I think to me that's what authenticity means, just to be
mm,
true to what you need to do,
mm.
and then go do it.
Ah, nice. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, like you can see that, I mean, today's men often face a lot of pressure, okay, to be successful, to be strong, to be wow, macho. Okay. So what do you see right now, right? I mean, especially the modern days, yeah, the biggest challenge men are facing right now.
Okay, so that's a very interesting question, because I was asking myself, have we always been this way, or is this something new? But and what I thought about, I say, you know what? Actually, yeah, actually, we've always been this way. We've always had to be strong.
Mm,
We've always had to be successful. I mean, we think about it. If we put ourselves maybe 10,000 years back, and it's just say we were all hunters, right?
mm,
We have to be successful at the hunt, because otherwise we all starve,
mm,
right? So you got to be tough. You got to be successful. And then what
mm,
was the other one you said? To be stressed out. I think, right.
yeah.
We end up in that state where we are I won't say we're perpetually stressed, but on the job, technically we will get stressed because we need to get things done. I mean, and
Mm,
stress sometimes is not a conscious thing, because we're exposed to certain environments.
mm,
Um, all our hormones go boom, right? And then it produces your cortisol and your
mm,
epinephrine and your adrenaline, everything kicks in, and you just
mm,
have to be on the spot to be able
mm,
to then either fight, run away, right, and survive. I mean, that's where it is. And I think today we are in that same state. But I
mm,
think the difference is we are perpetually on the hunt for 8 hours a day, sometimes 24/7.
mm,
And that makes it very tough.
mm, mm.
Because typically, if you think about how, to me, this is me, right?
Yeah.
I say be authentic, right? To me, the other thing about being authentic is just to say what you need to say, like, right or wrong, I don't care. Right? I mean, it's me from my own perspective.
Mm,
Um, I think the difference is we are now in an environment where firstly, I think as men, our our role, I mean, I'm not being sexist, feminist, whatever it is, right?
mm,
But I think typically as human beings, we had male, female, right?
mm,
We had, although nowadays they say got so many others, like, but
mm,
uh, male, female, and each had their own roles. So the males, we out there, the guys, we out there, the protectors, the
mm,
hunters, the providers. We go out there and we hunt and we bring back the food.
mm,
But then you also realize that if you look at some of these tribes, right?
mm,
Even today, you got tribes. Look at
mm,
look at these tribes. When they come back, the cleaning, the cooking, all the kind of stuff, it's actually done by the women. I said, not trying to sound sexist or whatever, but it's done.
mm,
And the guys, what they do is they hang around the fire and they they either debrief the whole situation or they talk. And so we had our roles.
Mm,
And I think these days what's happened is the roles have all kind of like meshed together. Women are out there also doing the hunting.
mm, mm,
They are also out there being providers.
mm,
And so then it kind of messes up our own the male's sense of who we are.
mm,
We no longer are the 100% protectors. We're no longer
mm,
the 100% providers. And
mm,
then over and above that, we also sometimes have to do the cooking and the taking care of the kids. So the whole thing kind of meshes up.
uh,
And so I think because the roles got so, um, I guess, I won't say blurred, but
mm,
maybe I'll say it kind of got blurred. Um,
mm,
I think as males, sometimes we don't really know where we stand,
mm, mm. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
But I think we've always been that way. And when things are more definite, more precise, we are we know what we are doing,
Mm,
makes it very easy. But right
mm,
now, because of the way things are with society and all,
yeah.
uh, yeah, it gets more stressful that way. And it's the same for women as well,
Mm, mm. Yeah.
you know.
I believe that, I mean, yeah, there are so many expectations. I mean, for us men, yeah, yeah, in this society. Yeah. So what are some of the expectations you think that, yeah, that you have ever trapped in yourself?
Okay, expectations.
Expectation from the
I used to put, I
society.
mean, I still do put expectations on myself.
Mm,
Uh, but I think as you get older, you kind of like, hey, you know what? Let it go, lah, you know. Uh, but I must admit, when I was younger, all right, yeah, we do put up expectations. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a car, I
mm,
need to get a job done, need to be blah blah blah. And all of it is essential to me. I think all of it is just because we two reasons, I guess. One is to be accepted,
mm,
right? I do this so that I can be accepted, uh, to look good, right?
mm, mm,
And the other one is basically yourself. You feel that you have an obligation to do what needs to be done.
mm,
So to me, I think the expectation is what we put on ourselves.
mm,
Granted, when we are living in with a wife and child, right, it's the
mm,
same thing. I think it's not so much the expectation they put on us.
mm,
I think it's the expectation we put on ourselves to then
mm,
go out there and provide, protect,
mm,
deliver what we need to deliver.
mm,
In that process, we have to go and climb the corporate ladder or go and do a business, bring the money in, blah 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 blah, and all those things and all those things. Is that too much noise in the background? Are you
mm.
picking up noise in the background?
So far, so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that kind of again I say messes things up.
Mm,
I think it's us putting the expectation on ourselves by the fact that
mm,
we have a certain mindset about how
mm,
we should be, how we must be as males is,
mm,
right?
mm.
And then we go out there and then we get stressed out.
Yeah, I love what you have said. Yeah. And can you share a moment of your in your own journey, right? I mean, where you feel that you're wearing a mask, yeah, and what helps you to take it out or take off the mask and live more authentically?
Ah, I think mask.
Mm,
I think all of us wear masks, regardless.
mm,
Even the most authentic person. I've seen those, those guru guys, they go there and
uh,
they, you think that they are all authentic and all that. But at the end of the day, they're wearing a mask of a guru, right?
mm,
You can see them. You can see them with their beards and their hats and their garlands or their earrings, whatever it is. And these guys are supposed to be authentic people.
mm,
But you know that there is a certain persona that they take on. And I say the same for us. I mean, for me, I
mm,
think it's not say very difficult to take off the mask,
mm,
but because we are fulfilling certain roles. I mean, if I'm standing in front of a room doing training,
mm,
uh, I would put on a certain mask as being the leader in that room,
mm,
the one who's running the room, right?
mm,
Uh, I cannot say I am not leading the room, that I
mm,
want to be, I mean, it's a little bit off because you need to hold on to that persona to be able to deliver the
mm,
energy that you need, deliver the session with the energy that's required.
mm,
And I think the mask we wear kind of like gives us the energy to do it.
mm.
Um, I mean, we wear a mask of a father, we wear a mask of a, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes
Different
with your,
mask.
right, with a kid, with a kid, you know that, you want to be soft and everything else. But at that point in time, you need to wear that mask of being the
Mm,
disciplinarian, right?
mm,
So, so I think we all wear masks. I think that the point is, when do we not wear it?
mm.
Right. I think it's about when do we not wear it. And I think, and sometimes I think a mask is there to protect us as well. Because
Ah,
until and unless I can trust somebody else,
mm,
it's going to be very difficult. The other person is also going to put on a mask,
mm, mm,
and mask begets mask,
mm.
right? It's the ego fighting the ego
Eh,
subconsciously.
mm,
Um, I think the mask then helps us to, to keep that safety between us. But I think
mm,
when you can be in an environment where you can completely trust, meaning to
mm,
say you can
mm,
have a very trusting relationship. It
mm,
doesn't have to be only with the wife. It can also
mm,
be, sometimes even husband and wife don't trust, okay? So they still wear masks, okay?
mm.
Right? With
Mm,
friends. I know I have
mm.
a good group of friends that when we get together, there's no mask, right? We
Oh.
just say what we need to say. This Saturday, coming Saturday, I'm going out with a group of guys from my school, from secondary
Mm.
school, many, many
Oh,
years
wow.
this. So I think
Okay.
all of us are like in our 60s. Never realized they're going to be 60 when we were 16 there. But
Mm-mm.
when we meet up, we just, ourselves, we were like 16 again, right? And no mask, no nothing, just straight off.
Yeah.
The same kind of jokes we used to crack as 16-year-olds,
Mm,
as crude as sometimes they sound.
mm,
But that's being authentic, right? So
mm,
I'm quite
mm,
fortunate in the sense that I'm able to get into places where and I think it's important for guys, right?
mm,
That if you come back from work after wearing that mask of the boss or the way
mm,
you're wearing, to come back home and be able to take off that mask and say, okay, I just want to be myself.
mm,
Uh, we have that trusting environment. And I think if we
mm,
don't have that, unable to have that environment that
mm.
uh,
That's
like
safe and
that,
secure.
yeah, it's going to
Mm,
be tough for us because every sentence you utter, even to your wife, you're going to be
mm,
guarded. Every
mm,
sentence you utter to your kid, you're going to be guarded. Every sentence you
mm,
utter to a friend, so-called friend, you're going to be
mm,
guarded. And
mm,
then that's wearing a mask perpetually, right?
mm, mm.
And hopefully, sometimes we wear the mask so much that we forget to take it off for ourselves as well.
Okay, and where to sleep?
I
Okay.
mean, yeah, right. I mean, yeah, where
Uh,
to sleep. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
You know,
Oh, mm,
interestingly, I say that, I used to, uh, okay, I used to do a bit of TV before,
mm,
right? And you realize that the only time that you sometimes don't wear a mask is when you are portray. I don't know, this sounds counterintuitive, when you are being the person that you are playing.
mm. Oh, okay.
Right?
Interesting.
I don't know
Yeah.
whether it sounds right. It's like if you're in character,
Mm,
people may say that's wearing a mask. But if you can be very authentic with that character, then
mm,
you're authentic.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just the thought that came to my head. I
yeah.
think
Yeah.
sometimes as a you can be more authentic wearing that
Mm,
persona,
mm,
because maybe you feel comfortable in that persona,
mm,
than with your own self. All
mm,
right. And but I think we all need that space, that safe space to be our own selves. And I
mm,
think we
mm.
need to have people around us who are able to allow that to happen.
Yes. I mean, I love what you have said that, yeah, you have a group of, I mean, friends, yeah, who know you for so many years, yeah, since you are 16, yeah, teenagers and until now, and you are able to be vulnerable, to open up yourself and to be totally naked. I mean, yeah, in a way, yeah,
Okay, I don't want to be
to
naked with these
talk.
guys. These guys are notorious.
Okay. Yeah,
But
in a
yeah, but
yeah.
I know what you mean,
Yes.
right?
And also in
Yeah,
terms of yeah, just be yourself. Yeah, and you
yeah.
feel very comfortable, feel safe, yeah, to be with them.
You
That's
know,
very good.
I've got another group of friends that when we meet up for dinners, so we
Mm.
meet up maybe once every 2 weeks or so, and it's either they cook or I cook, and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Then when we sit around the table, and we have dinner, there's no TV on, nothing.
Yeah.
There's no
Okay.
nothing, right? And all we do at the table is basically just ask each other questions. And they are
Mm.
difficult. Some of them are very difficult questions, like, okay, like, how do you meet your wife? That's fine, right? But,
Mm.
what are some of the challenges you face with this person? And then you
Mm.
have to open up in front of everybody else. And for that to happen, I think we need to completely trust each other. I mean,
Yes,
not all the
definitely.
time, not every
Mm.
single, I mean, there are 6 or 8 of us. Not every
Mm.
single one of them, they got their comfort zones, right? Comfort
Mm.
level.
Mm.
If they're comfortable sharing it, they
Mm.
will share. But
Mm.
what I realized is slowly, 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 as we do more and more of this, there's this, we open up a lot more to each other,
Mm,
right? And I think that's quite cool because the conversations become more meaningful,
mm,
and we get anchored in each other's lives. Like, no, we're not being kepo or whatever, but it's just that
yeah.
it's good to be able to share something sometimes that we've been inside of us. We never even think about it. And then when the
Mm,
question comes up, you go like, oh, now I have to be. I mean, there is still some if you don't break that trust,
mm,
it's not 100%, but we still are willing to share
mm,
aspects of it. And we know that when somebody is trying to pull a fast one, right? And we can tell them that, say, okay, maybe you're not ready to answer the question, it's fine,
uh,
you know.
yeah. Yeah, good. I mean, that's important to have a group of friends. Yeah. And in fact, okay, a lot of people like this kind of associate strength with toughness. Yeah. And what do you think that how do you think that men can redefine the strength in a way that they able to embrace their honesty, connections, or even their own vulnerability?
Okay, I think there are two different things.
Mm,
Let me share why. I think as males, uh, as guys,
mm,
we got no choice but to be strong. I mean,
mm,
in that sense, right? Because our roles is being protectors. I say again, if I always believe that we are right now in 2025, but
mm.
the body is 100,000 years old. You know, the human makeup is 100,000 years old. The way we think and
Uh,
all that kind of stuff.
mm,
So for me, I believe there's actually two separate things, and both
mm,
can exist together, right?
okay.
Just because you're tough doesn't mean you have to show you're tough all the time,
Mm,
right? I don't know if you've listened to this person called Jordan Peterson. He
mm,
explained this very well. He said, look, as males, we have that role to be protectors, meaning to say,
mm,
if we need to be out there fighting
mm,
for something, we need to be there out there fighting it for something.
mm,
All right. If sometimes, I don't want to sound weird, but it says, and sometimes in that process, it's you have to do what you need to do to protect your clan, your family, right?
mm,
That's being tough. That's being out there. That's being. Sometimes you have to be. He's in his words to be a monster.
mm.
If you see, right, but he said the other part of it is the wisdom comes from knowing that you have the strength
Mm,
and not uh using it recklessly,
mm, mm. Okay. So
right?
exert self-control as well.
Yeah, so you're able to, that's where the other part of it comes when
Mm,
we talk about being empathetic and all that. That's where your self-control comes in, and you go like, okay, I can still be empathetic. I can
mm,
still decide whether I want to strike or not,
mm,
right? I can still be very open and very honest. I can still be very emotional. I mean, if you think about it, right? If I'm on the
mm.
battlefield, I got the emotions are out there,
Yeah. Either you
right?
kill or you be killed. Lah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in battle, what is it? We are emotional animals, right? It's just
Mm,
that maybe some people say we got to quieten the emotion. Yeah, but I think the other aspect is if you keep all your emotions in without any outlets, and I think friends, I say again, friends are people you can
mm,
trust.
mm,
I mean, the wife, I trust my wife. I can talk to her about anything. All right.
mm,
Uh, these people are important to give you that support,
mm,
because otherwise you keep your emotions in too much. I mean, positive one, good, like, yours we share, right? But if
mm,
it's a negative one, I think, and there's more and more signs showing this, that the more you keep the emotions inside, the deeper it goes. You get this thing called dis-ease, like,
mm.
this-ease, right?
Yeah.
It becomes a disease, right?
Yeah.
Dis-ease. Yeah, your whole body becomes unsettled, upset, and then you
Mm,
get manifest in so many ways,
mm,
right? You
mm.
get cancers and your heart issues, and then all these mental going
Yeah.
bonkers,
Mm,
right?
mm,
Yeah. So I think both can exist. I think as males, we need to be strong when we need to be
mm.
strong, and also know that we have the strength. With that strength comes some. That sounds like what show is that? With strength come responsibility. Tell me,
The
but
Spider-Man.
right?
Spider-Man.
Yeah, but it comes with the ability to then manage that,
Yeah.
right? Temper that, and be able to make decisions, to make choices, and not just go reaction mode.
Mm,
Yeah, so I think that's where I would look at. All this toxic male talk, and I think as males,
yes.
we can be violent, right?
Mm,
Because we are made up to be violent. Why?
mm,
Because we want to protect the people who are around us.
Mm.
But if you don't know how to temper that and we just let that violence run wild, then it
Mm.
becomes an issue.
Yeah. So what do you think about just like as you mentioned about the mental health? I mean, you know that I mean men's kind of the rate compared to the suicide rate for men, right? When they want to kill themselves, they really kill themselves. They don't talk about it. Okay, what
Oh,
do you think about this whole things about mental health and suicides? Yeah,
I
among
did, I did,
men.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that because you're the expert in this, right? And I never
Mm.
realized that men don't talk about suicide. If they just want to kill themselves, they kill themselves. Is that true?
Yeah. Yes,
Really?
yes. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, as I said, maybe that comes from. I mean, I'm not an expert. I think maybe that
Mm.
comes from the fact that they bottle they bottle things in so much that
Mm.
it becomes easier for them to just bottle everything and just break the vase out, break the bottle.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I think we need to be more balanced as human beings.
Mm. Mm.
I think society hasn't helped us a lot.
Mm.
Right? Let me just share why I say so. Again, I have to go back to us being hunters. After we hunt, we come back, right? We sit around the fire and we chit chat. Right?
Mm.
We got friends, we got community. The word is
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
I think these days, the problem is we go to work, we come back. There's no longer community. I mean, we sometimes you go out karaoke, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff.
Mm.
But it's not an everyday thing. Cannot be an everyday thing. You come everyday
Mm.
thing, your marriage breaks up.
Mm.
But I think in older communities, we had this here we call it kampung spirit, where we come
Mm.
back, we can gather, we can talk to your neighbors around, we can get in. I used to live in a kampung, right?
Mm.
And and I realized that, there was a coconut tree nearby, short
Mm.
one. It used to be in Katong, this one again, Marshall
Okay.
Road, right? There's this coconut tree near, and then under the coconut tree, there was actually benches, all right?
Mm.
And we get people actually, neighbors coming there, and then not every day, but
Mm.
certain times of the day, we my dad is, they'll sit there underneath, they'll chit chat, they'll talk, all right? They'll
Mm.
get the coconut and have coconut over there and all that. But
Mm.
but I think that's missing lah,
Okay.
right? We go to work, we come back, there's
Mm.
no longer no community. The
Mm.
community at work can be very toxic, right?
Mm.
You got
Mm.
there, you're going there, you're hunting within the you're hunting within that group of people. If they are a good team, you thrive. If they're not a good team, you perpetually end up stressed all the way through. Then you
Mm.
come back, and then the only thing is, to me, the metaphor for our fire is now your television. You come back, you sit on TV, and then you watch television, and most of the time the news and the television is not good news, right?
Mm.
It's just more and more and more bad news. And I think that's where you're gonna get into trouble. I think
Mm.
what we need is like, and this a group like this, like what you're doing, is I think is great,
Mm.
right? Because you're trying to get guys together, form maybe networks. We can actually come
Mm.
together, literally sit around a fire and chat,
Mm.
a,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
a fireside talk. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I think that's going to be very important. But I think it cannot just be ad hoc. There has to be
Mm.
relationships built. There has to be, uh, friendships made.
Mm.
I think
Mm.
that's most important, right?
Mm. But there are guys that
Friendships
say
made.
that they can't really open up and then connect and then share their, I mean, whatever problem because it seems like, wow, I mean, I'm showing my weaknesses, no? Yeah. So what do you suggest or advise, I mean, this group of men?
Put it this way, like all of us got weakness. I know that you got weakness. You know I got weakness
Yeah,
as well.
every one of us we
So
have.
right, you know what I'm saying? By you not telling me, it doesn't tell me anything. Just tell me that, hey, you are afraid to share. But
Mm.
I guess maybe the other way is, if you could actually build, again, trust is very important. I think if you
Mm.
can, and you and I know it's hard to open up to
Mm.
strangers,
Mm.
because you don't know where the stranger is coming from, right? Which is
Mm.
where we wear that mask in, right?
Mm.
But I think going back to that, where we can have friends
Mm.
who are also vulnerable, who also, we know, I mean, hey, I've got this issue. And it doesn't
Mm.
have to be issues with the wives. It can be about anything. It can
Mm.
be work, it
Yeah,
can be with
anything.
kids,
Yeah.
it can be about your physical health, it can be about
Mm.
the stuff that's going on in your head. I
Yeah.
think we need more of that. I think we need that ability to connect with other people,
Mm.
right? And in connecting with other people, we also then help us connect with our own selves,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Because I mean, look, I I know people who go through divorce,
Mm.
right? And most of the time, what they need is just talk about it. talk about it. And suddenly it becomes very draining because this person
mm,
they meet up with you, they're just pouring stuff out.
mm,
I think it's a natural process. And what they want is
mm,
what they want is someone to listen.
yes.
So can you imagine if I need someone to listen and there's no one to listen to me, it becomes very, very lonely. After a while, you
Mm,
kind of say that, you know what? I think no one cares. And
mm,
when no one cares, what's the point?
mm,
You know? And I think, as I say again, Vincent, I think what you're doing is great because you're
mm,
bringing people together,
yeah.
who
Mm,
who have got we all share the same stuff. As again, no one can say I'm stronger.
mm,
We all got own BS, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
all of
Or
us
own
walk around
shit.
with
Yeah.
oh yeah, all of
Mm-mm.
us walk around with own BS, right?
Yeah.
And it's more it's if you think that by not showing it, you are showing yourself to be strong, I think that's BS lah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But caveat is this, I think we need to find the people who can sit down and talk to us and
Yes.
who we can relate to, talk to, and that takes some trust building, that takes
Mm,
some, non-judgmental
mm,
situation. No judgments and all that. I mean, you
mm,
throw a stone at somebody, at the end of the day, you're throwing a
mm,
stone at yourself because you're no
yeah.
better than, I believe you're no better than the next person,
Yeah.
regardless.
Mm, good. Yeah, I do agree with you that we need people that we can trust, yeah, to share our whatever things that we are going through. And it's not easy, especially for men. That's why I mean I'm very thankful that with my profession, yeah, as a coach, as a therapy, as a counselors, I have men coming to me, yeah, just to pour out whatever issues that they have,
Yeah,
and they feel safe, yeah, and they feel safe and secure to just share with me, yeah. And in fact, just now when you talk about the community, right? Yesterday, in fact, I have a man who's very high profile. Oh, yeah, I mean, he's very intelligent, and he shared something with me that because of his own family issues, yeah, he could not able to kind of share, yeah, in his family. And whereas in the community, he could not find a community, yeah, in his own peers, right, to have people to really share. So he's struggling with it. Yeah. And
yeah.
because he was studying overseas, yeah, and he found that, wow, I mean, people are there, open up and talk. And then when he came back to Singapore, wow, not easy to find a community really that who can really just talk whatever we want to talk and share. Yeah, and
I call
this
it a
is
HDB block
mm.
syndrome. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, right?
True,
It's
true, true.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
it's like
and
we come
it
back,
yeah,
we just come back, we go
if
into our
you know
groups.
about the Chinatown, right, all the old men, uncle play chess and then just chit chat and talk about things. Maybe that should be
Yeah.
the kampong spirit,
Well, actually, I
maybe.
got a great idea. That day, recently you saw all this, these old guys fighting and all that. I've seen at least 3 videos of them trying to smash each other's faces with chairs and
Uh,
tables and all. I say, you know what you should do? Okay, you want to put this online, you put it online. What you should do? We should start actually a UFC, the MMA, right?
okay.
Mixed
Uh,
martial art for
uh,
all guys. I mean, really, because that way you solve a lot of problems. Firstly, because they say, guys, we
mm,
need to let go of that all that stuff, lah.
yeah, the
We
anger
still
inside,
very
yeah.
right? So what you do, you control it. What you do is you start this MMA thing, right, for seniors. Firstly, they get fit because they can train. Secondly, they can gamble because they can bet on each other. Thirdly, if they get hit in hospital, they get hospitalized. Fourthly, it's legal, right? Because it's right. Fifth, they get this sense of pride. Okay, I mean, you really think about it, right? I mean, okay. This may sound like a joke, but I think we
Uh,
need the more male activity-based
mm,
communities, right?
yes.
Especially for
Uh,
older guys, because
mm,
like what particular report I was reading, I think on CNN,
mm,
CNA,
mm,
talking about all the social activities that's done by the community centers and the
mm,
RSCs and all that. They're very targeted to those women, like fan dance and crochet and stuff and all, right? Even
mm,
dancing, right? Social dance. But
mm,
I think there has to be a way of allowing guys to release in that sense, right?
mm.
In a legal, moral, and ethical way, I guess.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
you can start something.
Okay, it's copyrighted, that one, already, trademark for all guys.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
Right.
I mean,
But the thing is
yes.
this, it gives you purpose, man.
Yeah.
It gives you purpose. I think I know it sounds violent, but it gives you purpose, right? And I think especially guys, right? We spend so many years working in a certain field. And then when retirement comes, or we
Oh
are close to
yeah.
retirement, or worse, you get retrenched or whatever it is,
Mm,
and then you find it's difficult to get a job or that, and then you
yes.
get into this downward spiral spin.
Mm,
Because we seem to lack that sense of what am I here to do now? Why am
yeah.
I here? That kind of
Yes.
stuff.
I mean, especially for guys when they lost their job or they retired, they feel that there's loss of identity lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I came from insurance line. I don't know whether this statistic still holds, but back then they said that the average lifespan of a person after they retire, the average lifespan after is
Mm.
7 years.
Uh-huh.
They say retire and do nothing. They retire and
Oh.
do nothing.
Uh,
Average lifespan 7 years. I mean,
oh.
that was back then. This was
Uh,
1990,
okay.
1991
So
statistics.
which means that we cannot
Did you try
retire
again?
lah.
Say again?
So
Yeah, I
it
shouldn't.
means that we cannot retire.
I think we can retire, but we got to find things to do, meaningful
Yeah.
things,
Yes.
right?
Mm. Yeah.
Meaningful things to do.
Mm. So
I don't think
what,
I don't think I will retire.
yeah. I mean, I told my wife that, yeah, I mean, retire, what is retirement to me, mean to me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. So thanks for sharing so much. Yeah. With your knowledge, I believe that you are belongs to the people, the men in their 60s, right? Am I right to say that?
Yeah, I turned 62 in 1 month
Ah,
and 3 weeks.
okay. So you are a man of wisdom. Yeah, maybe
No, I don't know about
that
that.
if there's a one key takeaway or piece of wisdom that you like to share with the men out there, what would you like to share with them?
Wow, that's a tough one, man. As I said, I don't think I'm that wise. Um, I don't know. I think sometimes you just have to just do what we need to do. Uh,
Mm,
don't think too much about it.
mm,
Uh, don't beat yourself up.
mm,
I think that's the thing. I think just don't beat ourselves up. If we set a target, we go, we can only do what we can do, right?
mm,
Sometimes you push and push and push. Things takes time. I mean,
mm.
right? But don't beat ourselves up for it. I think the biggest thing is for us beating ourselves up, and then we put the expectation on ourselves, and we go into this in a place where it's not nice.
Mm. Oh,
Right?
okay. Yeah. Thanks
So the
for
word maybe
sharing.
is to just to chill a bit more.
Chill. Okay. Chill a bit more. Just relax. Okay. Good. Thank you, Vasu. Yeah. And
Thanks,
thanks
Vincent.
for tuning in to the Conversations with Authentic Men. Yeah, remember, being authentic isn't about being perfect. Yeah, we are not perfect. We just want to be real. Yeah, I'm Vincent. Yeah, and thank you and see you in the next conversations. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you.